What is personal capital, and here is why you should care. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to go in depth and do an honest review of personal capital. One of the last reviews I did on this channel was for the Atom.finance app, and that was one of the best videos on this channel. So I thought since it was so successful, successful in my terms, then I should do another video reviewing another personal finance app that I use, and that is Personal Capital. So in this video, I will be going over exactly what personal capital is, how I use it, and how effective it is in terms of determining net worth and overall your personal financial situation. So if you want to learn a little bit more about personal capital and find out all of its advantages and disadvantages, then stick around to the end of this video because I will be going through them all. So let's get started. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Centennial Investor. On this channel, I like to talk about side hustles, passive income, and making money online. I just started this channel about 3 weeks ago, and I am pretty new to the YouTube game. But to learn more about me, I am a 21-year-old millennial who has about $20,000 invested in the stock market and am always looking for ways to make money online. With that being said, let's get right into this video and let's start our review of the Personal Capital app. For this review, I'm going to be using a desktop version. They do have a mobile version, but I couldn't find a good way to hide all of my personal information on the mobile version, so I'm just going to be using the desktop version instead. I did want to do a review on the mobile version because that's where you're going to be using it the most. So if you really want to see a review of the mobile version, then leave a comment down below and I'll find a way to do a video with the mobile version. But until then, I'm just going to use the desktop version for an overall review. So I'm going to be pulling it up right now. Right now. So here's the Personal Capital homepage. Before you get started, I am $24,000 in negative net worth. If you want to know exactly why I'm $24,000 in negative net worth, then watch my most recent video because I did a complete overview on my net worth and my personal financial situation. But we're just gonna stick with the fact that I am negative $24,000 in net worth at 21 years old. So let's just get that out of the way from the beginning. So to start off our review of the Personal Capital platform, I want to just introduce you to the platform, kind of go through all of it really fast, and then break down the advantages and disadvantages that it offers. So first thing first, I really love the layout. So first thing first, you have the home screen, you have the net worth, you have your budgeting, your cash flow, your portfolio balance, your market movers, your debt pay down, emergency fund, retirement savings, and on the left, you have an overall net worth number with your cash, investment, credit, and loan balances. It just gives you a whole bunch of information right off the bat. That's great. And then if we click to our net worth slide, we get a little bit more in-depth information on our balances. I don't really care much about showing you guys these numbers because I already did a full video kind of already being as transparent as I possibly could about my finances. So this is just kind of another way to show you that, I guess. So first things first, let's go into the advantages of personal capital. Why I like personal capital so much. And I have a couple notes. I don't know if I have it full screen or not, but I have a couple notes written down about both advantages and disadvantages. So advantage number one, I think, is the breakdown that it gives you of your net worth. Now, in order to explain this a little bit, personal capital, it really goes in depth. Like, it tells you exactly pretty much what you're worth based on the amount of cash that you have, the amount of investments that you have, all your credit cards, and all of your loans. The only thing about this is that you do have to input each account manually, and some accounts really aren't compatible with the app. I'll go more into that in the disadvantages, but you do have to input almost every account that you own manually, which is a drawback, but let's keep pushing. It allows you to see your personal financial situation like right in your face. There's no Excel spreadsheets that you have to create. There's no formulas that you have to put in. I made an Excel spreadsheet basically doing all of this for myself before I even heard of this app. So once I found this app, it really made things a lot easier. Now I'm going to be completely honest. I don't actually use this app on a day-to-day basis. I do have it downloaded on my phone, but there's a few reasons why I don't like to use it every day. However, let's go on to the second advantage of this platform, and that is the way the information is laid out. On my other review video, I talked about Atom.finance, which is a portfolio analysis platform, and I would not really categorize this as a portfolio analysis platform, even though it does have portfolio analysis features. I would qualify Personal Capital more as a personal finance app. It really reminds me a little bit of Mint or Moneyline, or one of those other apps that just tells you what you're spending and what you're not spending. I wouldn't really consider it as Acorn because you can't really buy and sell securities and stocks with this platform. But if we go into the overall layout of it, I know I talked about this previously or just soon before this, but you have your net worth really large up here. The whole graph is meant to give you a visual representation of your net worth, but as you can see, it is really sensitive to when you add information in, because at this time I did not add all of my loans in, and once I did add all my loans, it just kind of makes the app just jump up and then down once you add different things into it. And the only comment I have about that is that I wish that the app would go back and adjust this chart based on the amount of time that your loan has been outstanding. So what I'm trying to say is that if I had a loan above February or January or something and I inputted it into personal capital, I wish that it would kind of go back and make everything right here what it should have been in the first place, rather than just adjusting for the time that I started the input process into the app. But other than that, everything's good. They have a budgeting tool that's pretty much useless, a cash flow tool that doesn't make much sense to me, and a portfolio balance tool. The portfolio balance tool is really cool, which goes into my third advantage of personal capital, is the portfolio analysis tool that they have. So I know I'm kind of all over the place in this video, but I don't really want to make this a 30-minute video going through all of the features that this app has to offer. I want to go through all of the features that I use personally and that I really like about the app. So if we go into investing, we can see that they have a little bit of portfolio analysis too. So if I just go into holdings, as I said, I show all of these holdings in my previous videos. You can see exactly what stocks I own and how they compare with the S&P 500. So today, did I beat the S&P 500 today? Oh, today I beat the S&P 500 by a little bit. I don't know if that's today or not. If this says April 27th to you, this is because I tend to record my videos 1 week in advance, just because I have other responsibilities too, and I like to get ahead of my video schedule so I can stay consistent. So if you haven't subscribed or you haven't hit that like button, this will be a great time to do so. It really helps out small YouTube channels like mine. It helps me grow. I post a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30 Central Time. If you hear a baby crying in the background, that is my son. I'm sorry about that. I tried to wait until late at night to record this video so he would be asleep, but apparently I did not wait long enough. But going back into personal capital, you have this overall view of your investments that you have. This is over about 3 investments accounts, so it's pretty cool to see all of them at once. And let's go into performance. I think this is the one that I like the most. Let's keep looking. They have one tool. It's like an investment checkup that I really love about this app. This is another great tool about the app, is the portfolio industry sector. So a lot of different portfolio analysis has this feature, but not as blatant. From my experience, I've seen this feature in a lot of different portfolio analysis apps, but not as visually appealing as it is right now. So you can see for my own personal portfolio, I don't know if all 3 of my portfolios are included right now, but for my personal portfolio, I am weighted pretty evenly. I am a little bit heavy in technology, but that may be because I own a lot of shares of Apple, or a lot of shares compared to what I usually own. And this does not include my index fund investments for some reason. If I go to my investments, you can see that I have about $18,000, almost $19,000 total in Charles Schwab, and all of those are in index funds. And I'm pretty sure that this chart right here only includes my Robinhood and WeBull portfolio. But if that does, then that's okay. To go on to my favorite part, if I can find it, let's see. It's not really easy to find things in this app, to be honest. Let's see. I'm gonna give it one more shot. The magic of editing, I'm gonna click my fingers and I'm gonna find it. All right, I'm like really paranoid right now because I just recorded the second half of this video and the camera was not recording. So I'm trying to do as best I can and finish recording the video with as much energy that I had the first time around. But I am just really paranoid because I don't know why my camera stopped recording. So let me just check one more time that I am recording. I'm recording there. I'm recording there. Okay, cool. All right. My third advantage of this platform is the investment checkup tool. Now, this tool kind of tells you what your target allocation should be based on what kind of growth that you want. So you can see this is recommended right now, kind of most aggressive, but I could bring it up or back down. And depending on where you set this number, it will give you a allocation for each industry that you should be invested in. And it kind of gives you a little bit more investment advice based on where you're at. So you can see, I think I am the blue and the target allocation is the green. So you can see I'm a little bit more heavily invested in US stocks, which is normal for me because I really love my US country. But that's one of the third advantages of it. But now let's get right into the disadvantages. So to go into the disadvantages, I'm going to bring this back up. I'm trying to include everything that I said the first time around, but I got most of the stuff written down, so it shouldn't be too hard. But disadvantage number 1 is that the platform, you can't connect to everything. So with this platform, I don't think I can connect to all of my accounts. Well, I have a prime example. So let's go to my loan account. So you see the CU loan service right now. So this is actually a student loan. This is actually an auto loan that I have. And I had this account automatically connected to where I logged into my credit union loan source loan, and this updated automatically. But over time, I don't know if this connection just ruptured or what happened exactly. But over time, it just would not update on itself at all. So what I ended up doing was I just manually entered the loan. And I guess that's an advantage of personal capital, that you can do this for finicky accounts like this. But I manually entered the loan and the interest rate and all that stuff. But now every single month, in order to update this balance, I have to update my principal loan amount on the app, on this app, so that I have the correct number, which is, you know, I might as well do an Excel spreadsheet. But this is one of the things that it doesn't have a great connection to every single account there is, which I don't really know any app that does, but that's one disadvantage of this app. I had a similar complaint about Atom in that you couldn't connect to all apps, but this one does a lot better. At least on this account, I can connect to my WeBull portfolio, which I couldn't do on Personal Capital. This goes into my second disadvantage, which I think is a pretty big disadvantage considering this one is trying to tell you your net worth. And the second disadvantage is that you can't input your personal items as far as your net worth. So you can't input the value of your car in your net worth. So I did a video on my own net worth Friday, so it was about 3 days ago. If you haven't watched it already, then go ahead and watch it after watching this video. I did a video on how my actual net worth differed from my Kiyosaki net worth, and that my Kiyosaki net worth didn't include non-cash flowing assets. And this net worth, it doesn't include non-cash flowing assets. Basically means I can't input the value of my 2 cars as far as my net worth. So if I were able to input the value of my 2 cars into this platform, then my net worth really would be at about negative $2,000 instead of negative $24,000. Like me personally, I like using this format as far as net worth because it is a more accurate representation of my financial situation. But I do feel like that some people may want to include the value of their personal items, and I don't think that this platform gives you that option. I know for a fact that you can input your home value. So you see add zero value right here. So if you have a mortgage and you want to input the value of your home, you can do that. So that would kind of offset the assets. But I think that they should have a option to do it for your cars and things like that too. If they do have the option, then I have not found it for myself. So let me know in the comments below if they do have it. But this goes to my third disadvantage and the last disadvantage I'm going to talk about in this video, in that if you have double verification set up on your personal finance apps, like your credit card apps, which I think most people do, but if you have that double verification where you have to enter your password and then receive a text in order to verify that it is you, that is really buggy with Personal Capital. To give you an example, I have 3 accounts that I constantly have to input my password every single day, pretty much every single day, because I have double verification set up. I have them set up on all my apps pretty much, but these 3 just are super finicky in this platform. So Robinhood is the worst. Like, I don't think Robinhood has updated by itself without me having to input the password since I put it into this portfolio. And these 2 have just recently started being a little bit buggy. I don't know why, but if you have certain apps that require double verification, it may be hard to get them to update automatically in Personal Capital. And I think that that is a inconvenience that just wastes a little bit of time when all you want to do is just check your net worth really quickly and then get off the app. And if you want to sit there and take the time to put your password into every single account, then you might as well just make an Excel spreadsheet and do it that way, which I have done. But I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to talk about the biggest advantages and disadvantages. I don't really use 99% of the tools that this platform provides, so I do need to go more in depth. I know that the budgeting thing is pretty useless because it's hard. You have to go in and classify every single expense that you have, and that's pretty much a waste of time to do that. If you have a budgeting thing, I'll use things like Mint to do this, not Personal Capital. And cash flow, this is pretty much useless. If you have credit cards and pay them off every single month, or you pay them off in different months, then this does not do an accurate representation of cash flow. But I do like the net worth, and I do like the portfolio analysis tools on this. So if you download Personal Capital, what I would recommend is only to use it to, 1, look at your net worth, and 2, do some investment analysis. It does a great job of letting you know exactly what industry you're invested in. And if you're overweight in a particular industry, it kind of gives you a little bit of advice on how to fix that if you want to fix that in general. So I will be trying this out for a couple more weeks. I do like it a little bit. I don't know if I like it more than Atom.finance. Atom.finance is my favorite number 1 that I'm using right now, but I will give this platform a little bit more of a chance. So if you like this video, then leave your boy a thumbs up. It's pretty hard for me to grow and get my videos watching the YouTube algorithm. So if you just would just take 1 second of your time and do 1 quick tap of the like button until it turns blue, that will mean the world to me. It's free, it's easy to do, and it really means so much to me. Also, if you want to leave some engagement, please leave a comment down below so we can have a little bit of a chat. But if you don't want to do that and you just want to hit the like button, then just hit the like button because that means the most to me. So I'm sorry I talk fast in this video. I know I tend to get off on tangents sometimes, but with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, peace.